I love this.
Yeah, next summer we start shooting. Everything's good to go. We're nearly there.
Looking back at how the MCU started, you probably remember thinking, what's next after Iron Man? Or what's coming after Thor? And that was pretty much it. But these days, it's a whole different game when it comes to what movies are coming next. We've already got confirmed films like Blade and Avengers Secret Wars, but there are still some slots Marvel has booked that haven't been officially announced yet. For example, Tom Holland recently confirmed Spider-Man 4, but there's no release date for it. So, here we are with both some unexpected Marvel gems and confirmed releases for 2025 and 2026. Let's dive in. Captain America Brave New World, February 14, 2025. Brave New World is Anthony Mackie's first big screen appearance as the MCU's Captain America, making it a major release for Marvel. It's set to hit theaters on February 14, 2025, after being pushed from its original May and July 2024 release dates. The movie, originally titled New World Order, will follow Sam Wilson and the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres, as they take on the leader played by Tim Blake Nelson, who last appeared in The Incredible Hulk and clash with Thaddeus Ross, now President of the United States. Harrison Ford takes on the role of Ross after the passing of William Hurt, and this movie will likely set him up for future appearances in Thunderbolts and beyond. So far, we know Ross will ask Wilson to form a new Avengers team, though he might have some hidden agendas. There's also more to the super soldier story, with Carl Lumbly's Isaiah Bradley revealed as the victim of a mind control plot to assassinate the president. The Brave New World trailer also confirmed that Ross will transform into the Red Hulk, a long-awaited moment in the MCU. At San Diego Comic-Con 2024, Marvel also announced that Giancarlo Esposito will play Sidewinder, leader of the Serpent Society, and that adamantium will be introduced, revealed to come from the bodies of Celestials in the MCU. Thunderbolts, May 2, 2025. The Thunderbolts are coming, and while they may not be the remarkable people from the original Avengers lineup, they're the best the MCU has right now. Stories from Black Widow, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Ant-Man and the Wasp all collide in this anti-hero team-up, and the trailer finally gives us a glimpse of what's in store. For a while, the movie's been surrounded by mystery, with fans still guessing what the asterisk in the title means. Even though we don't have all the answers, the trailer drops some key details that hint at big developments for the MCU's future. We see Black Widow's Yelena Belova and Red Guardian reuniting. Despite not being biologically related, it's clear Yelena and Alexei still have a father-daughter bond. Yelena, feeling lost and without purpose, will show a different side in Thunderbolts, as hinted by Florence Pugh herself. Meanwhile, Bucky Barnes and John Walker from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier are also back. Bucky seems to have taken up some sort of government role, but it's safe to say he'll be putting his Winter Soldier skills to use. John Walker, now officially U.S. agent, has left behind his days as Captain America's replacement and has become more of a mercenary. In a twist, Yelena, John Walker, Taskmaster, and Ghost all end up in a bunker together, where they have a chaotic battle royale. However, things take a mysterious turn when a man named Bob shows up. All signs point to Bob being Robert Reynolds, aka Sentry, a powerful character with a dark secret, hinted at by the bullet holes in his clothes with no damage to his skin. Of course, behind it all is Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who's been lurking in the shadows since Phase 4. The trailer shows her laughing at a fancy dinner, and it's possible she now owns Avengers Tower, as the layout looks suspiciously familiar. The trailer ends with a wild scene. Yelena, Red Guardian, and John Walker are being chased down by Bucky, who opens fire on them. This raises the big question, has Bucky somehow regressed back to his Winter Soldier programming? It looks like we'll have to wait to find out. The Fantastic Four First Steps, July 25th, 2025. Fox tried twice to bring Marvel's first family to the big screen, but both the 2005 and 2015 Fantastic Four movies didn't go over well. Now, with Disney owning Fox since 2019, the Fantastic Four are finally set to enter the MCU on July 25th, 2025. Originally planned for May 2nd, which is now Thunderbolts' release date, the Fantastic Four First Steps is expected to be a major part of the MCU's future, on the same level as the Avengers. The first look at the movie revealed the team will be joined by their robot sidekick, Kirby, and that the film will have a 1960s setting, which suggests a cool retro-futuristic vibe similar to The Incredibles. Since then, the cast has expanded with rumored roles for John Malkovich, Paul Walter Hauser, and Natasha Lyonne. Ralph Ineson has been confirmed to play Galactus, and Julia Garner will be portraying the Silver Surfer, aka Shia LaBeouf. At San Diego Comic-Con 2024, the movie's new title, The Fantastic Four: First Steps, was revealed. This title has sparked tons of theories. Some think it could be hinting at the team's first steps into the MCU after all these years, while others believe it might reference Reed Richards and Sue Storm's kids, Franklin and Valeria. Blade TBD. Both the official site and IMDb have removed the release date, placing the project in what fans are calling development hell. Announced back in 2019, Ali was set to play the MCU's new Blade, but since then, his only involvement has been a voice cameo in Eternals. The movie has faced multiple delays and behind-the-scenes drama, including losing 2 directors. First, Bassam Tariq in 2022, and then Jan Demange in June. Now, things are looking even more uncertain after the latest update. Marvel has officially taken Blade off its 2025 schedule, bumping it from its original November 7th release date, which will now go to Predator: Badlands. With no director and no start date in sight, Blade is on indefinite hold. Marvel has 3 untitled movie slots in 2028, but nothing concrete has been announced for Blade yet. With Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four: First Steps already in motion for 2025, it's clear Blade wasn't going to make that lineup. The delays are frustrating, especially since Mahershala Ali, now 50, has been attached to the project for years, and reports suggest he's grown frustrated with the process. While pushing back the film to get it right makes sense, Ali's age may be a factor, potentially leading to a recast if things continue to drag out. Blade might find a new release date in 2026, but even that's uncertain, with other MCU films, like Doctor Strange 3, likely to take priority. Some fans think Marvel could hold Blade until after the multiverse saga wraps up in 2027 with Avengers: Secret Wars, which would mean an even longer wait for the Vampire Hunter's return. However, there's also speculation that Blade could appear in a potential Midnight Suns movie first, which could tide fans over and build excitement for a standalone Blade film. Either way, it seems we'll have to wait a while longer to see Ali's Blade on the big screen. Avengers Doomsday, May 1st, 2026. Avengers Doomsday, previously known as the Kang Dynasty, is set to kick off Phase 6 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with a release date of May 1st, 2026. This film was initially scheduled for 2025, but has since been pushed back. Originally, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton was on board to direct, with Jeff Loveness, known for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, writing the script. However, after Cretton departed from the project in November 2023, Loki writer Michael Waldron stepped in to take over scripting duties. One of the significant changes to the film is the replacement of Kang the Conqueror as the central antagonist. Jonathan Majors was initially slated to reprise his role as Kang, but following Marvel's decision to cut ties with him in December 2023, the film pivoted to feature Doctor Doom as the new main villain. This shift led to the rebranding of the film, emphasizing its new direction and focus. The title change was officially announced at the 2024 San Diego Comic-Con, where it was also revealed that Robert Downey Jr., who famously portrayed Iron Man, would return to the franchise as Doctor Doom. This casting decision is particularly noteworthy, as it marks Downey's first appearance in the MCU since Tony Stark's death in Avengers Endgame. The implications of his return suggest that Doctor Doom's storyline may extend into Avengers: Secret Wars, the sequel to Avengers Doomsday. Additionally, the Russo brothers have confirmed their return to direct both Doomsday and Secret Wars. Their involvement is exciting news, given their previous success with Infinity War and Endgame, both of which achieved monumental box office success and critical acclaim. The combination of a fresh direction with the introduction of Doctor Doom and the Russo brothers' directorial expertise has raised expectations for this next chapter in the MCU, paving the way for potential triumphs reminiscent of the franchise's earlier heights. Avengers: Secret Wars, May 7, 2027. Avengers: Secret Wars has experienced a roller coaster of scheduling changes, initially set to wrap up the MCU's multiverse saga in 2025. It was first delayed to 2026 and has now found its home on May 7, 2027. The film draws inspiration from the iconic Secret Wars events in Marvel Comics, specifically those from 1984 and 2015. The storyline is expected to revolve around an incursion that threatens to unravel the very fabric of the MCU, potentially reshaping the universe as fans know it. In what could be an all-out battle, it's anticipated that a majority of Earth's mightiest heroes will band together to face the impending crisis. Rumors also suggest the return of various beloved characters from past Marvel franchises, hinting at a massive crossover event that could excite fans across the board. While a director has yet to be officially announced, Loki head writer Michael Waldron is set to craft the screenplay, bringing his experience from the hit series to the film. Given Doctor Doom's central role in both the original Secret Wars comics and the recent developments in Avengers Doomsday, it's likely that the storylines will be interconnected, allowing for an expansive narrative that builds on Doom's character. With the Russo brothers confirmed to direct both Doomsday and Secret Wars, fans can look forward to a cohesive and epic storyline reminiscent of the beloved Infinity War and Endgame. This two-part saga promises to deliver high-stakes and thrilling moments, marking a significant chapter in the MCU's ever-evolving narrative landscape. That said, while we have covered confirmed Marvel movies in the coming years, there are still some slots booked by Marvel for future releases. Typically, Marvel allocates one slot early in the year, generally in February, another for a summer blockbuster, usually in May, and a third slot later in the year, often in November. While Marvel has announced all the titles set for 2025, there are 2 unallocated spots in 2026 and a gap in 2027, which is currently only occupied by the massive event that is Avengers Secret Wars in May. Additionally, Marvel has claimed 3 more dates in 2028 with no titles attached. Here's what we know about those future plans. World War Hulk, expected in February 2028. Marvel is gearing up for a significant shift in the MCU with the release of World War Hulk on February 18, 2028. This film will follow the monumental events of Secret Wars, arriving nearly a year later. With no other confirmed releases between these 2 films, expectations are high for World War Hulk, signaling a potential pivot away from the multiverse saga and toward a new narrative direction. Historically, the MCU has ventured into the cosmic realms, but it's worth noting that Hulk remains the only original Avenger who hasn't had a dedicated solo film since Edward Norton's portrayal in 2008. Despite this absence, the Hulk's influence has continued to permeate the franchise, guiding storylines and connecting with other characters. The release of She-Hulk in 2022 further expanded on the character's legacy, unveiling significant revelations about Hulk's future. Looking ahead, Captain America: Brave New World, set to release in 2025, is already laying the groundwork for Hulk's return with the introduction of the Red Hulk and the return of a former Hulk villain. These connections strongly suggest that 2028 could be the long-awaited moment for Hulk to headline his own feature film in World War Hulk, allowing Smart Hulk to finally take center stage in a story that promises to explore the depths of his character and the complexities of his journey. As the MCU moves beyond the multiverse, World War Hulk may provide a much-needed focus on the character's evolution, paving the way for new storylines and adventures in the ever-expanding Marvel Cinematic Universe. MCU XMen reboot, expected on May 5, 2028. The coveted May release date has a storied history in the MCU, having previously been the launch pad for iconic films like Iron Man in 2008, The Avengers in 2012, and Captain America: Civil War in 2016. With both Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars slated for this month, it's fitting that Marvel Studios would aim to place a highly anticipated title in this prime slot. The much-awaited X-Men reboot appears to be the perfect candidate for the May 5, 2028 release date. Prior to the MCU's rise, the X-Men were already among the most successful superhero teams, and hints of New Mutants have been woven into the MCU narrative, most notably through Ms. Marvel. This suggests that the stage is set for these beloved characters to finally integrate into the sacred timeline. With Deadpool and Wolverine already establishing a bridge for mutants to enter the main continuity, the upcoming reboot will have the opportunity to explore how these heroes can thrive in a universe traditionally dominated by the Avengers. Notably, the X-Men storylines often grapple with themes of acceptance and societal rejection, reflecting their status as heroes who have historically faced discrimination rather than celebration. This adds a compelling layer of complexity to their integration into the MCU, particularly in the wake of the events of Doomsday and Secret Wars, which may lead to a general disdain for heroes as a result of the massive conflicts. As Marvel moves toward this pivotal reboot, fans are eager to see how the X-Men will carve their niche in the MCU, offering fresh narratives that diverge from the established Avengers-centric stories. With expectations running high, the X-Men are poised to redefine heroism in a world that may not always welcome them with open arms. Black Panther 3, expected on November 10, 2028. Black Panther 3 is set to fill a significant spot in the MCU calendar. While November has hosted some major titles like Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, Eternals, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, it often represents a different tone than the summer blockbusters. This installment comes at a crucial time, as it promises to expand the world of Wakanda while reconnecting with characters who may not have had prominent arcs in recent projects. The recent Wakanda Forever film established several massive storylines, particularly the conflict between Wakanda and Talokan, which could set the stage for deeper explorations in the upcoming sequel. With Shuri stepping into her role as the new Black Panther and her nephew T'Challa coming of age, there's a rich narrative potential waiting to be explored. Additionally, the animated series Eyes of Wakanda is on the horizon, indicating that the Wakandan story will be further developed in various formats. While Black Panther 3 seems like a strong contender for this release date, there's always the possibility that Marvel might choose to spotlight another sequel or even introduce a new character who has yet to receive a solo project until an official announcement confirms the title for this slot. Fans are left to speculate on what exciting developments lie ahead in the MCU's ever-expanding universe. There remain 2 unallocated spots in 2026 for Marvel movies, one in February and the other in November. These films are expected to play a crucial role in connecting to the conclusion of the multiverse saga, likely featuring titles that resonate with this phase of the MCU. One strong contender for the February slot could be a sequel to Shang-Chi, especially considering the character's ties to mystical elements and connections to the upcoming Doomsday, where Doctor Doom will make an appearance. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange 3 might be a fitting choice for the November slot, given its focus on mysticism and potential ties to the overarching narrative leading to Doomsday. As for the 2028 release slots, it's important to note that the movies mentioned earlier might not fill these dates. Notably, Armor Wars and Blade, which have faced delays and are currently on indefinite pause, are unlikely to occupy these slots. Additionally, Spider-Man 4 won't be included in Marvel's announcements since it is a joint venture between Marvel Studios and Sony. Instead, the 2028 slots might be filled by other intriguing possibilities. A solo Scarlet Witch movie could be on the horizon, especially given the character's significant impact in recent series like Agatha All Along, despite her apparent fate in WandaVision. Another option could be a Fantastic Four sequel, following the introduction of the iconic team in Fantastic Four First Steps, slated for 2025. There's also the potential for a Thor 5, as Thor remains a central figure in the MCU. Ultimately, while these possibilities are exciting, none of the details have been officially confirmed, leaving the door open for Marvel to introduce new characters or explore fresh storylines that have yet to be revealed in the upcoming MCU films. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.